I have so many books in this pile that it is falling over. The first ones that I have in the pile are This Is Not a Ghost Story by A. Marie. I have a finished copy and I have the ARC. Both were sent to me by the publisher. The only reason why I didn't unhaul this yet, which I thought I unhauled the second ARC, and apparently I didn't because I actually had 2 ARCs and a finished copy, is because this was one of my worst reads of 2025. Like, it was a strong contender, so I wanted to hold on to it just specifically for that video. But right after, it is going into the little free library. They also collect books at work too, so maybe one goes in the little free library and one goes on the desk at work. Only Lovers in the Building by Nadine Gonzalez. I wanted to love this book. I thought it was going to be super cute. It is set in Miami. You have this woman who was fired from her job and is down living it up, trying to figure out her next steps. She starts this book club with this academic that she meets at the hotel she's staying at. Well, it's more not a hotel. I think it was more like a rental apartment situation. I don't know. But I just did not love this. They were supposed to be talking about dating apps and the like, and we weren't getting as much dating as we were a lot of them just reading these books and then like talking about tropes, and I just expected it to be more than it was. I think that it's my fault for misreading the synopsis in the first place, and I have found like within the past 2 years that I truly dislike the majority of main characters that are bookish, that are readers. I just find that they're all written the same. They're all very trope heavy handed. Like, the way in which we talk about books online is really not how people talk about books offline. And when I'm reading contemporary romance, I want it to feel like real life. And I just find that a lot of contemporary romance lately, they try to shoehorn in the tropes that are very popular in romance and like the romance online talk in a way that just people don't talk offline, and it doesn't mesh well with me. So yeah, I was listening to this via audiobook back and forth from work. I can't even remember the month, if it was September, if it was November, but I just like, I think I got about 50% in and I'm just like, I'm not loving this, I'm just kind of tolerating it, so I stopped reading. Huntsman by Naima Simone is a book that I really did want to enjoy. I have enjoyed a couple of books by Naima Simone. I talk about Church Girl all the time. I love that one down. This one did not work for me from the jump. I think I got to like the 40% mark and I realized I did not care about these characters at all. For me, there wasn't good build-up. I find that a lot of people are claiming to write romance, but they're more writing erotica, and it's erotica between characters that feel forced together. So the way the book starts, you feel like you're missing pieces. It feels like the story started before, and technically it did kind of start before. She's been watching him for a while. They've been trying to make moves against each other to kill each other. There's a lot of knife play. There's a lot of blood play. There's just a lot of sex and nothing else to it. Like, the banter was not good. And so I really could not get into this. It wasn't really giving me the badass Snow White inspired mafia story that I thought I was going to get. This one is Her Fairy Tale Farmer. This was sent to me by Harlequin and it's by L. Douglas. I didn't read this one and I realized like I have a lot of Harlequin books on my shelf that I would rather read. So I'm just gonna go ahead and give this one away because it's really not my jam. This is The Captain, The Journey of Derek Jeter by Ian O'Connor. It's kind of like an unofficial biography. I had read it a while back when I was really into baseball. And I like baseball, and every now and again I'm not as into baseball as I was. Like, your girl goes down these obsessions and these tangents. And I was really like a big fan of the New York Yankees a few years back. And so I bought this. Derek Jeter is kind of one of those personas who just keeps a very squeaky, clean public image, doesn't tell you a whole lot about himself. He's since done a documentary, which was also very curated as to what he wanted you to see. And I don't see myself rereading this book, so I'm just gonna go ahead and give it away. This one was another contender for like one of the worst books that I read last year. It is Let's Give Them Pumpkin to Talk About. It's one of those romances where there's not much to it. It promises this cute and fun small town tale of like these competing pumpkin farms, and that's not what it gives. It just gives like a girl who thinks she's badass and has tattoos and is different from everybody else and not like other girls and very sexual and nothing else. So this ended up being pretty unmemorable because the whole time I'm wondering, where's the plot? This one is Hover Girls by Kim Bowers. This was an arc, and so like the pages are in like black and white because they were like rougher sketches. And this one, it was marketed as YA, and I feel like solely because the characters are younger and because publishing thinks that adults can enjoy graphic novels. But everything about this was giving millennial nostalgia, from the one character who loves like soap operas and is obsessed with them to just like the whole magic girl thing that just feels very much more from our era. It was cute, but it wasn't anything standout. I would have probably loved this back in like 2007, but in 2026 it was just an okay story. And again, this is like unfinished, it's not even in full color, so I don't need to hold on to it. This is Mindworks by Neil Schusterman. This was sent to me by Simon & Schuster. I didn't ask for it. It was sent unsolicited. I mean, it has a nice sprayed edges, but that's not enough reason to keep the book. I don't read Neil Schusterman books, and this is an anthology of short fiction. I don't read a lot of anthologies. That's just not the way I like to consume short fiction. And if I want to read short fiction, I do have some on my shelf that I actually want to pick up. So this one at this point is just taking up a lot of space, and maybe somebody will discover it and enjoy it. I actually forgot I had this one on my shelf because it was just on my shelf. I wasn't looking at it. It was in the corner. I kept saying to myself I want to try and reread it, but then I had to be honest with myself the other day. You are never going to sit down and try and reread it. Master of Poisons for me was a 2020 read. I got this sent from the publisher. It was a very dense read. Like, I was getting into a lot more black fantasy that year, and I wanted to love it. It is African inspired. It is climate fiction. I think if you do like a heavier fantasy, this would work for you, but it just didn't work for me because I had a hard time connecting. It felt so long. I find that Andrea Hairston can be like a little dense with her writing, and that's what has stopped me from connecting with her books, although she does have an upcoming book that I'm interested in. And I thought like I would eventually go back and reread this. I thought I would be recommending it to people, but I don't recommend it. And I find that there's no point in keeping books on your shelf either, like to recommend it in a video in the future, because you're likely not going to recommend the books that you did not like at least enjoy and find memorable. This is Beasts of Carnival. This is by Rosalia Rodrigo. This is one that I wanted to love, and it just ended up being okay. It ended up not being memorable to me. I see what the author was trying to do in regards to reclaiming your roots and celebrating carnival and everything that it represents, but while it was a very lush world, overall I wasn't that impressed with the characters. Beth is dead. I don't like the March Sisters, anything. I've tried to watch and read a couple of things. Little Women is not really my jam. This was sent to me by the publisher Unsolicited. I didn't even ask for this one, and I think they sent it to me just because it's sapphic and I like to talk about diverse books, but I'm not going to read this one. This was another one that was sent to me unsolicited. It's Coach by Jason Reynolds. I haven't read anything else in this series. Don't plan on reading anything else in this series. Like, Jason Reynolds is not one of my go-to authors. I'm trying to remember if I've read many things by him. I think I've read like maybe 1 or 2 books by him, and this is just not one of them. So I'm just gonna put it in a little free library. Hopefully some child finds it and enjoys it. Sex Lives of African Women, Self-Discovery, Freedom, and Healing. This is nonfiction and not even my type of nonfiction. I've had it on the shelf for a couple of years now. This one I also, you know, was given to me. I didn't pay for it. And I'm just like, I'm never going to pick it up. So why am I keeping it on the shelf taking up room? Because like some of these books be like thick. It's tall. It's not like thick, but it's tall. It's taking up space that I can use for a book that I actually enjoy. This wasn't even on my regular bookshelf. This is just taking up space on some extended shelving around the house. My sister read this one in college and did not want to get rid of it because she wanted me to either read it, or she just wanted to get her money's worth. This is House of Leaves. I don't know what it's about. I really don't think it's for me. At this point, it's just taking up space, so it has to go. When Jasmine Blooms. So I remember doing the unboxing for it because they sent me a really beautiful box for this book with a candle that smells great. I still have that candle around here somewhere. But I tried reading this one in November, I think it was. I couldn't get past chapter 1. I realized this is not my type of women's fiction. It was about a mother grieving, and I just didn't care. I don't like reading a lot of books where the entire plot is grief. It can be like a side plot, but when grief is the main thing, lately I just find that disinterests me. Maybe because I have experienced some like grief in the past couple of years. I don't need to relive it through books. A Novel Christmas by Charity Shanae. I wanted to love this. It started out cute. I didn't love the writing by the end. She talked about her yoni way too much for me. Like, in the one sex scene, it was so glaring. It was like, yoni, 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 yoni. I'm like, why did she use yoni like 11 times in one chapter within a couple of pages? People said this was giving Hallmark. Giving Hallmark where? This was not giving Hallmark. This wasn't even giving Lifetime Christmas movie. Maybe TV One, maybe BET, I'm not sure. But like, this was not giving Hallmark. And it wasn't Christmassy enough. And I didn't feel like, even though she went to this Christmassy town to be inspired and write this story, that we did a lot of Christmas activities. It felt disconnected from the town, which Hallmark is all about the town when it comes to their stories. And these people were just kind of in their own little bubble. The author tried to add depth by having this whole like dead wife grief plot, but I don't feel like that was really done well, and I did not feel that these characters had a strong connection. These Toxic Things by Rachel Housel Hall was one of the worst books that I read in 2025, hands down. and this is going to be in my worst books video. After I film the video, this is going. Beautiful Broken Love by Shanora Williams. I read it last year. It's an okay romance. It's not a very standout one to me, so I'm okay with getting rid of it. The last one by Rachel Halsahall, because I love to torture myself. I read 2 Rachel Halsahall books, I believe the same month. Both of them were terrible. It's funny because they gave her this deal based off of these toxic things, and I'm like, who read these toxic things and said, yeah, let's have her write a romance, specifically a fantasy romance. This did not work at all, and you will be hearing about this in my worst books video. Yeah, so that's quite the little stack that I am getting rid of. Like I said, I want to unhaul ASAP, so some of these books are going to the little free library tomorrow. Let me know if you've read any of them, and if you like unhaul videos, I try to do one at least once every season because I feel like it's good to just get rid of books and refresh your shelf. If you like this video, make sure and hit that like button. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!